All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to look at your ad results and kind of like look at how things are going when your campaign is running. So I put up 2 ads not too long ago, and I just did a little test. So that's what you should do with your ads when you first start off. Like maybe get 2 or 3 different versions of an ad, whether it's like a different image or maybe even a different text copy or even a different offer. But testing your ads is always a great way to go. And so that way you can kind of know which ad will convert the best. So it's really good to do this right away when you first start off. So like tomorrow I'll be running 3 different ads for my new ebook. And so, but here's a couple of tests that I did earlier. And I spent $20 on this little test, and that's all I did. So just kind of show you what it looks like and what you can expect, and just so you kind of know what to look out for yourself. And these are all like just general stuff. So I mean, it's a lot of fun when you start to actually measure like what ad works best, and start looking at your numbers, start actually having a little bit more interest in the numbers. So I know math is horrible, but anyways, when I come here to our results for our campaigns, I had one ad was for a Shopify ad I'm putting out, and then I have another social media ad, which is kind of like what I'm doing with this course, is like teach people how to do social media stuff. But anyways, to get back into this results thing, I ran 2 ads, and then I'm going to go over the numbers, and I'll kind of show you over some other things that you can do as well. So there's 2 different ads. I could show you what they look like. I have no problem doing that, of course, but just to move on with the numbers, and I'll show you that in a second. When we look at the results, so I spent $10, like $11 on each ad basically. And then when we look at the results, one ad had 9 clicks, one had 7 clicks. This one was, this ad in particular was shown to 634 people. This one was 783. So this one potentially had like more reach, but this one had a better converting option just because like it had 9 clicks but this is like kind of early, so don't like think like $20 is enough to test, but it kind of gives you a decent idea what's going to happen. So I'm not saying like this is a kind of a small test, but spending at least maybe 2 or 3 more days on your ads to test it out, maybe spend 50. I don't want to tell you what to do, but like I spent $20 on this whole thing, so you might want to spend like maybe 20 or 30, but I'm just saying here's some numbers that you can compare to as well. So when it came to this ad in particular, the Shopify ad, each click at this point was $1.08, and this ad right here was $1.44. So I mean, this ad right here is obviously a lot cheaper. So let's just say if I were to continue to run these ads for like 2 or 3 more days just to keep the test going, just to confirm like which one's better. But these are pretty high numbers for clicks, just because like this is the very beginning of a campaign. Like I said, I only spent like $10 on each ad. So it's only $10. So I mean, the thing about it is like Facebook, the more you run your ads, like the longer and the amount of time that you run an ad for, like Facebook will start getting smarter with how it runs your ads, so your clicks will get cheaper. So like just to say like this was $1.08, that seems like a lot for now, but like if I were to run this ad for 3 days or 4 or 5 days, Facebook will start getting a lot more smarter about their advertising as like people click on your ad, and so they'll kind of know who to serve your ads to lower your ad cost. So but anyways, just looking at these numbers, so like this is like $1.08, $1.44, so this one's obviously cheaper. So if I were to if this were to continue this trend, I would maybe eventually turn this ad off and then just add more money into this ad if that was working more or working better. Plus it also has 9 clicks over 7 clicks, see right here. So like these clicks are costing more, but this ad right here was getting better clicks at a cheaper rate. So I mean, this ad right here in particular is better than this ad right now. So I mean, right now. So I only spent, like I said, like $19. This is almost $20, like I said. And then as we keep looking through, you just look at unique clicks, how many unique people are looking at your ad. Now there's a couple of things that you could do. Like if you go to custom right here, this is something that helps out a lot as well. If you were to go to customize your funnel, or customize your columns right here, and these are your column right here, like basically all your column sections. But if you were to come to the point to where this will come up, and you can kind of like search what you want to measure. So one of the things that I like to look up is the click-through rate. And so the click-through rate just means how often people are clicking on your ad, in regards to like how many, like maybe 1,000 impressions or whatever. So if you were to come up here into the search engine right here, go to click. Usually you can put like even CTR for click-through rate, but let's see if it comes up this way. Okay, just let's do click. Like go CTR for click-through rate. Okay, here we go. So click-through rate, just go ahead and click on that one. You could do all or whatever, but just click on this one is fine. So then that'll appear right here at the bottom. And what I like to do is just kind of scroll this up to the top, because this is one of the things that I personally like to look for when I were to run an ad. So let's just see where this is. So click-through rate. I also want to know cost per result. I want to know my impressions. And then I also want to do link clicks. All right. And then the other thing I like to look at as well, the unique clicks is also a good one, because this is like unique people. So this is like how our columns will look. So I want to know my link clicks, my click-through rate, or I can even put like cost per click, just have that next to each other. Cost per result, impressions, unique link clicks. Okay, cool. So this is just how I like to set up my columns, so that way I can look at what I'm interested in knowing. And so if we were to come back here to our, so here we go. So our link clicks are first. Our click-through rate is 1.7%. Now a good click-through rate is usually around 3 or 4%, maybe even 5. So this ad in particular, it's not looking as good as I would want it to be as far as click-through rate goes. So I would maybe try tweaking the ad a little bit, or if I really wanted to, I can continue to run the ad a little more, maybe up to $20, maybe $30 to see if it improves itself. But this is too low of a click-through rate for me to care about having this ad running. So I'd rather have a good click-through rate. If you're decent or average, it's gonna be 3% or 4%. If you're really good, you can get up to 8%. But yeah, that's like, I've heard like of those kind of click-through rates, but I haven't done one yet. So, but I've gotten ad clicks around 6%, but click-through rate. But anyhow, this kind of lets you know how well your ad looks. And so just to look at my ad if you want to. So like what I would do, you come over here to this is where you can kind of view your ad itself. So if you were to click on edit right here, it'll take you to the back end of your ad basically. So right here at the very top, I have like your ad. This is like kind of like your details from earlier, your ad set, and then here's where your ad is right now. So if you were to click on this button right here where it says ad, it'll show you what your ad looks like. And so or it just kind of gives you a reference of which ad it is in case you forget, but you can always label which ads you have, of course, by the name of it. So but if you look at this right here, when it pops up, all right, so my ad popped up finally. So here's what your ad looks like. And so like this is my ad right now that I have is running for this campaign in particular, and this was for a Shopify blog post that I made. So but anyhow, it's a pretty decent looking ad, but for whatever reason, the click-through rate is not as high as we'd like it to be. So I would maybe possibly try a different image or maybe different text. Maybe I would try short text, or maybe try another image, Usually images with red in it are really eye-catching, so I kind of was hoping maybe this ad would be really good. But yeah, so I mean, I would maybe try a different ad or maybe a different copy. Again, like there's sometimes ads have a really good converting rate if you only have like maybe one line. So maybe that I would try that instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra lines. So I could have like maybe just one question mark, have the ad itself, and then have people click through. So that's just another idea of what I could do. But advertising and marketing is all about testing. So don't think like just because you have one ad up, you're done. So, but I ran these little campaigns just to kind of make this video and kind of give you some examples of some numbers to look for. So, but as I run more campaigns, I'll definitely update some new cool stuff and new cool tips. But basically, that's what I wanted to show you because I wanted to show you what it's going to look like when you actually look at the numbers of your ads. So, but yeah, so I mean, just wanted to show you that. That's kind of like what the back end looks like. Again, like just check out your numbers, look at your link clicks. Of course, like the click-through rate, that's very important. And so you got to add this into your columns if you want to look at this and rearrange it to see how you want to look like. But yeah, so these are just some of the most important things that I look at. The click-through rate, that tells you how great your ad is. Your cost per result, of course. So if our click-through rate was like around 3% or 4%, our cost per click might be around 75 cents or maybe around 60 cents. So the better your ad is, the lower your cost per click will be, because Facebook, if you have a really nice ad, Facebook will, be able to serve your ads in front of more people who are more likely to click, because that's how Facebook gets paid, is by people clicking on your ad. So I mean, Facebook wants to have a really good high running campaign. So if you have a great ad that's around 5% click through rate, your cost per result is gonna be a lot cheaper because you're making Facebook work a lot less. So anyways, but this is the back end, and this is kind of how you look at your results. And so just play around, test the different ads, maybe try 3 different ads or whatever, but and see which one works out best. Like I said, like right between these 2 ads right here, this one's $1.44 per click. This one's like, this is like a whole, quarter and some change, completely different. So, but yeah, a really good click-through rate will have some cheaper clicks and will get you better results. So marketing is all about testing. So if you have a really good ad that's converting and it's doing great with low click cost, and then also your click-through rates are good. If you have a winning campaign, then obviously just you can turn off your other campaigns that are not working and just reinvest your money into an ad that is working. So that's kind of like what you want to do when it comes to marketing. It's all about testing. So it doesn't take long to set up an ad, but I just wanted to say, like, check this out. This is what it looks like. So, but yeah, so once you get good at this and just understanding these numbers, like the more you look at this, the easier it's going to get. And of course, this is kind of like really fun to let you know like what's actually working well. So I mean, so like I said, like this Shopify ads are working great compared to the second one. So it's very interesting just to know. And then, it kind of lets you know a little bit more about your customers as well. Like, why do they like this ad more, or why do they like this ad better, or whatever. Maybe it's the offer, maybe it's the, the copy. So, I mean, these might have 2 different offers. So, if I was a dentist, one might be like free teeth cleanings. The other one might be like free fillings for kids. You never know. So, I mean, like you might have 2 different offers. One offer works out better than the other one. So, but anyways, I think you kind of get the gist of this little lesson here. I want to show you the back end, look at the numbers, how to rearrange your columns, and kind of just see which ones work best for you. So anyways, thanks a lot for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.